Thank you, Matthew. Tough weekend with the Georgia schools. They played extrememely well. Give them some credit. Their guards outplayed our guards in both games, and that was a major difference in basketball games. I was proud of our guys for continuing to fight when things weren't going well, from calls to poor defense at times and poor offensive execution. We continue to scrap and try to get back in each basketball game. We've been very successful at home over the last 4 years. I think about 84% of our games we've won. And because of our early success this season, we've had an extra target on our back, and we get everyone's best shot. We have the nicest arena in the league, and people come in ready to play against us, and that was the case certainly last night against Georgia State. Those guys had one of their best 2 outings of the year. The other great outing they had was at Middle Tennessee. But I don't know if those two teams can play better. And for us, we were not very good last night. We were okay on Saturday night, but we've got to be able to play better as well. Defensively, I mentioned to you guys and ladies back at the first press conference of the year, we had to be better defensively in rebounding. I said it again, starting conference play, that we had to be better defensively. Our rebounding's been good, and our guard play's been good. But the last weekend, our guard play was not as consistent. Actually, we were outscored last night 48 to 28, I believe, in the backcourt, and the game before that it was 47 to 30. So we've got to do a better job guarding some really good guards. There's some good teams in our league, and we've got to get better defensively. And we're excited to get back to work and try to straighten some things out for the Texas trip coming up.
Obviously, you're practicing here, but after something like this past weekend, does it help to be on the road for these next 2 games, or does that not make a difference one way or the other?
Probably doesn't matter wherever. We just have to play better, whether you're at home or away. This was, as you guys pointed out, the longest home streak of the season for us, and it puts a little bit of pressure on you, to be honest, when you have to play at home. We've struggled in the past. A couple of years, we dropped consecutive games. We talked about that last night. It's very easy to do when you get beat, when you're undefeated. At home, you get beat and you turn around and lose another one, lose 2 in 3 days. And that's what happened yesterday. That's happened to us a couple times before. I consider that a good thing because we are so good at home. But when it happens, you just have to regroup and play better regardless of whether you play at home or on the road. This is conference play. This is what we expected. We had a good non-conference season, as we said. And knowing that trying to get those freshmen ready for conference play, and we haven't gotten the same production that we need to get from some guys. But we'll work on that today, and hopefully we can get it Saturday at Texas State.
I think Bryce has used the terms of need to be stronger, tougher. Do you know what he means by that?
Bryce?
Bryce had mentioned that the team has to be stronger and tougher. I think he's used those terms the last.
Well, I think tougher is something that every coach wants, and he's mainly talking about defense. We need to execute on offense a little bit better, but we need to be better defensively. Last night we had 1 steal, and we've been scoring a lot. You know, we talked about scoring off of our defense. You know, when you do that, it helps your offense. It certainly helps your defense. They both work hand in hand, and I'm sure Bryce meant that every program needs to be better, needs to be tougher defensively. And that's something that we're continuing to work on. We've got some young guys, as we said, that didn't play as well as they have been playing, and then we've got some older guys that were in the same boat. If you look at all of our losses, Jay Wright and Frank Bartley have struggled at times in those games, and they're key. It's a guards league. And the last 2 teams we had very good guards that we played, had very good guards. You know, Ike Smith has really improved his game. He was 4 for 22 in 2 games against us last year, and he's 9 for 17 the other night. So there's a reason he's leading the league in scoring.
With Texas State, y'all are pretty similar in record and just kind of right there in the standings. Does that mean you expect a close game, or just kind of what are the expectations heading to St. Michael's?
We expect every game to be close in conference. That's what a good conference does, and we know that they'll be tough to beat. Everyone's lumped together right now. There's only a game difference. I would assume that it would stay that way till the very end. But Georgia Southern, speaking of the conference, has a leg up. They're undefeated. They're going home. They've got a streak at home, and they're going to be playing on their side. And then they get to the last 5 games, and they've got the Texas schools and the Arkansas schools, and then Georgia State. So the one time that they play those schools. So they've got a great advantage in an unbalanced schedule. But every game we play is important, and our goal is to try to win. We need to play well and give ourselves an opportunity to win each game.
Was it predictable in your mind that things have been so unpredictable? In other words, did you expect like a clear-cut top?
No, absolutely. And that's a good point. We knew that we were going to have some bumps along the road. Our margin for error is very small. Justin Miller gets in foul trouble quick. It really hurts us on the offensive end. We're 9-0 when we shoot 45% from the field. In the last 2 games, we did not. We shot 44 and 39. So we knew we were going to have some bumps. With freshmen, with young guys, it's going to happen. Foul trouble, injuries, inconsistent shooting. A lot of things can happen, and some nights it's not your night. And the last 2 games, I felt like things didn't go very well for us against Georgia Southern and then against State last night. Give them credit. We dominated them last year up there by 33, and they basically dominated us last night by 15.
Is it more difficult for you guys to play a lot more physical and take a lot more chances defensively because you don't go as deep into the bench as you have maybe in some other seasons?
It is a problem that we would like to pressure the ball more and do some things, but with our depth right now, we miss Cadavian. We need another guard that we can throw out there. That makes a big difference in our rotation, and we would like to do more defensively, but it is a consideration.
Coach, do you feel like some of your players let the effects of the loss against Georgia Southern linger in the game against Georgia State?
Possibly. A couple of our coaches feel that way. We worked on it Sunday, trying to have a positive attitude. We certainly were stunned on Saturday. You get beat, you're disappointed, and then we have to rally back. And we had a good practice Sunday, but came out yesterday, and then when the game starts, from the opening tip, they go down, and Willie Clayton gets fouled. He's a 27% shooter. He goes 4 for 4 and banks a couple in. I mean, that's the way our night started, and then the fouls went quickly against us again, and I think that affected us. It certainly got me upset, got the players upset as well. And that wasn't a factor in the game. As we wound up getting the free throw line, we did a good job of attacking the basket against their zone. But give Georgia State credit again; they played really good. I don't know if they can play better than they played. I said that about Georgia Southern. But they've got a nice team. Their guards shot the ball well. The freshman guard scores 1 point at Monroe. He gets 24 last night. Isaiah Williams got 24. They had their way. Hollowell had his best game against us in a couple of years.
How do you make sure that 2 doesn't turn into 3? And do you think it's important to have a fast start at Texas State? And, if they're already a little bit down, how important is it going to be to do a good job?
It's always important to get off to a good start, especially against Texas State and the way they play. You don't want to play catch-up against those guys. Last year, we got off to a poor start over there. Casey missed a couple of free throws. We knew it was going to be one of those nights that night as well. And we fought back, but we couldn't quite get over the hump. And it's important to start quickly. And every game is separate. We have to go fight and try to win every game. It doesn't matter whether you've won 8 in a row or lost 2 in a row. You have to go prepare the same way to get the next game.
Coach, it seems like when Jay Wright struggles, the rest of the team kind of goes along with him. Is there another player on the roster that maybe you can lean on if he's just having
Not really. I mean, if you see one, let me know. You know, Frank and Jonathan are competitors. They're playing well. Again, we could use Cadavian because he can make shots. He played well at Arkansas State. I'd like to have him out there if we could, especially against these good guards that we're playing. But Jay is a great defensive player. Struggled a little bit last night there. He let his offense affect his defense, and we can't have that. But our guys are trying really hard. I'm proud of their efforts. You know, someone said their efforts were disappointing. I don't think that's true at all. I think we have played hard, and but we've made some mistakes, and we've got to execute and play better.
Everybody good?
People were pretty high on UT Arlington during non-conference with a couple big wins. Have they maintained that play? Do you think they were peaking then? Just kind of how's UT Arlington looking now that conference is getting started?
They looked good yesterday in a win against South Alabama. They obviously lost to Troy the other night. Herbie didn't play. Like us, they had the best record in non-conference. They got off to a great start, beat Texas and Austin, beat St. Mary's, which got them national attention. But it's hard when you have the target on your back every night. And like we talked about earlier with us this weekend, just from a non-conference standpoint. But Arlington is in the national spotlight, and they're going to hit some bumps. They already have. They'll hit some more. Everybody is in conference, so it really depends on who bounces out and plays well at the end. That's the most important thing. But Arlington's got a nice team. They're a senior. They have a couple of really good seniors on their team. They've had some past success, and I'm sure that it'll be a difficult game. We've always played well there, and if we can shoot the ball like we have there in the past, we'll have an opportunity. We had the game won there last year, lost in overtime, and Sean missed 9 free throws in that game, really hurt us. He had a great game, scored 30, but he missed 9 free throws. And we missed the last couple of shots at the end of the regulation, end of overtime to win the game.
What changes with them? It goes back to last season, but with Herbie, without Herbie?
He's their go-to guy, you know, preseason player of the year, and probably gives them a calming effect. But Drew Charles is the heart and soul of their team. He's a tough-minded shooter, senior, tough player. Bill Bow's been the starter there for 3 years. Very good role player inside. He knows his role very well, does it every night for him. Neal's a electric point guard that can look spectacular at times. Got great speed. And Jones is a good shooter for those guys. So they've got a good team. And Herbie's the most important part. And I think it was evident he doesn't play against Troy. Troy's got a good team, and Troy beats them by 22, and then he plays yesterday, and they're able to win. So they need him, but they're good without him also. They played well without him last year to finish the season.
Everybody good?
Thank you.